Hey guys, this is Fang/Trivia here, coming at you with a new Sonic Tuesdays video. And in today's video, I'm going to be breaking down 13 supersonic facts for any newcomer to the Sonic franchise. Now, obviously, if you're a veteran of the Sonic franchise, or even just a um, or even just a somewhat knowledgeable Sonic fan, this video is for the newcomers that has gotten into Sonic maybe because of Frontiers or Superstars, or heck, even if they just dabbled into the movie canon. So, to help me keep this on track, I am using a article by Game Rant. I will be transparent about that. So, obviously, the first fact is it's the super form of Sonic. Sonic the Hedgehog is one of the most iconic characters in video games. Despite so few people knowing about this and about this legendary form, I'm just gonna say that I'm recording this kind of late, you guys, so I'm kind of tired. Supersonic is Sonic the Hedgehog's most powerful transformation. Well, that's debatable. Obviously, Hypersonic is probably more stronger than Supersonic, but if we're going to get into power scaling, I would imagine modern Supersonic is probably more stronger. Well, he's definitely more stronger than Hypersonic, because Hypersonic, you know, as far as we know, Classic Sonic only has access to that form. It turns him into the fastest character in the game, and it is only attainable under certain circumstances. Whether it's Classic Sonic or the newer redesigned version, both are capable of reaching this form. He has golden yellow quills. During his first two appearances in 3D and the Sonic Advance series, along with the two Sonic Rush games, along with Sonic Colors on the DS, his quills are more shaped like Shadow the Hedgehog's. Starting from Sonic Heroes, the 3D game started to have supersonic quills be more upward instead of it being basically like shadows. Now, that might also go into the whole Dragon Ball influence as well, because everyone knows with Super Saiyan, Goku's Super Saiyan transformation, his hair goes more up and becomes more spiky. Vegeta just literally looks like he just got blonde hair dye tossed in his hair. So that might be another bit of a wink towards the audience. And plus, to be honest, even with classic Supersonic, his quills were more upward than than the ends of his quills being turned up. I'm sure that there are pictures on screen that will help you guys understand better. Requires rain energy to exist. That's correct. Pretty much in the games, you need to have 50 rings. Depending on the game, in the classic games, all you do is just jump up, and then if you're playing the Genesis version, you just double tap A, and then any character that has a super or hyper transformation transforms. In the modern games, most of them have it to where Supersonic is only in the final boss stage, or if he is playable, all he is just a touch of a button, no jumping involved. In Sonic Mania, Sonic Superstars, I would assume Superstars, all you have to do is jump up and then just press a different, you just have to press the jump button and then press probably like triangle on the PlayStation controller to transform. So yeah. Hypersonic is the same way, pretty much. Isn't without its weaknesses. That's correct. Pretty much his weaknesses are obviously if you lose all your rings, that will force you out of the transformation. If you're if you are playing a final boss, you know, the true final boss. So like the last boss of Sonic 3 Knuckles, Perfect Chaos, the Final Hazard, Metal Overlord, bosses like that. Obviously, once you lose those rings, it is a automatic game over. Not only that, Supersonic can still drown, and he can also be crushed. But that is, I mean, that's to be expected. Even Hypersonic can be crushed. Although I don't know why they didn't make it to where when you jump against like a moving platform or something, you can just burst through it. But probably that would be seen as probably breaking the game a little too much. So yeah. Supersonic first appeared in Sonic 2. That's correct. Sonic 2 was the first appearance of Supersonic. It is also the look for Supersonic that most of the classic games go for, to where it's the golden quills turned upward with the black eyes. In Sonic 3 Knuckles, or Sonic 3, or just Sonic and Knuckles, or pretty much any version of Sonic 3 that you're playing, Supersonic has golden yellow quills that's more turned upward with green eyes, and then he also has a bit of a fang showing as well. And obviously, like I said, during some of the games, he looks more like a recolor Shadow without his chest floof, and obviously starting from Sonic Heroes, they changed his design to where they brought back the more upturned spikes, but they kept the red eyes. Requires all the Chaos Emeralds. That is correct. Obviously you need all 7 Chaos Emeralds to transform. Which depending on the game, you can either get the Chaos Emeralds from the special stages, or you naturally get them through playing the story. As far as we know, Supersonic can't be triggered otherwise in the games, although in other media, Sonic can become supersonic based on stress because of the Fleetway, or Sonic can get a corrupted version of the super form known as Dark Supersonic because of the fake chaos energy being filled with nothing but negative energy. So, that is correct. Can be activated with cheat codes. That's actually how I used to unlock Supersonic, because I didn't really have the patience growing up to play the classic games all the way through. I had bad patience as a kid, and I was prone to raging. And so, pretty much, what they're referring to here is that you can activate a cheat code that will get you all 7 Chaos Emeralds from the start. Meaning, if you collect 50 rings, during the first level, you can instantly transform because of that cheat code. But you have to activate the debug mode and the level select code as well. Which obviously, if any of you are interested in a guide for that, let me know, and I will definitely provide one as soon as I'm able to. Or who knows, I may just ask my editor just to, I may just walk her through it, and I may just put, some like post commentary on there or something. I'll figure it out. And if you had the debug mode code going, you can get like unlimited rings. It's possible to beat Sonic 2 very quickly because of that. There would be times before I had to leave to go somewhere. I felt like, just playing through Sonic 2, and I would do that. And then by the time it's, time for me to go, I'm done with the game. Increased speed. That's correct. In Sonic Colors for the Nintendo Wii and DS, Sonic the Hedgehog pushes speed to its limits. Sonic managed to outrun a black hole for approximately 30 seconds. This means he is capable of breaking the sound barrier, which everyone should know that. Supersonic, on the other hand, is significantly faster than than Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic can move faster than the speed of light, as stated in the Japanese version of Sonic's Unleashed training manual. That's correct. Obviously, each transformation of Sonic, he gains more speed. Now, obviously, with the new form he gets in Sonic Frontiers, which I still need to play that DLC, I don't know how fast he is with Super Sonic 2, so I guess this is one of those things where until like Takashi Iizuka or Ian Flynn wants to confirm on how fast Super Sonic 2 is, then I'm sure that there's a video on YouTube to where a fan probably talks about it. And of course, obviously, and of course, Supersonic has some insane invincibility with enemies and bosses. Once you get Supersonic in the classic games, you can easily defeat Eggman, sometimes by just walking beside him. And this is easily demonstrated during the first boss in Sonic 2, at the end of Emerald Hill Act 2. Now, obviously, like I said beforehand, he's not full on, invincible. He can still die, but he can still lose from drowning. He can still lose from being crushed. I don't know why they put this on here. Obviously, he can fly. Duh. Gravity affects Supersonic, yet we can say with certainty that Sonic in Sonic Pocket Adventure, Supersonic flies into outer space. This tells us that Supersonic does not need to breathe while transformed, or, well, obviously, Supersonic appears in nearly every Sonic game. That's correct. The form could have had a bigger role in Sonic games, although the Supersonic form shows up in a wide array of the games in some capacity. It was originally planned to be playable in a handful of other Sonic titles. In the critically low Sonic Adventure 2006, developers planned to feature a gem that would allow players to transform into Supersonic. This was ultimately scrapped for the game's official release. A much better received title, Sonic Adventure, had planned to allow players to use Supersonic in every single stage, but the idea was later scrapped, and the full release version only features Supersonic in key parts of the story and for boss fights. Now, both those are correct. When it comes to Sonic Adventure, if you can find mods, especially if you want to fix the PC version of Sonic Adventure DX, because like I said before, a lot of the complaints about the bugs and glitches comes from later ports of that game. Mainly the GameCube, and especially the PC version. And then with the Steam version being a port of the OG PC release, and with that being a port of the GameCube release, obviously there's more bugs. Why? For some strange reason, a lot of game companies sometimes don't care about PC. It's weird when like PC is a large marketplace. But you can play a Supersonic in Sonic Adventure, but only on PC and through mods. The Sonic 06 thing is true, but you can say that most of the features cut was because of the fact that they signed a deal with Microsoft that kind of screwed them over. And with Project 06 coming out, hopefully, being done very, very soon, because I know that they're working on the last story. I do know they added that gem back into there, I believe. And number one is that he was supposed to appear in the first Sonic movie. That's correct, but he was cut. They felt that the first movie wasn't the right time for Supersonic, and I agree. Now, obviously, he does appear in the second game, the second movie, which is fitting, because he first appeared in the second game of the franchise. So yeah, that's it. I hope for you new Sonic fans this helps you, and hopefully this refreshes some of your memories. And as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Later, guys.